佛不还无极，一种精神与菩提。妄想尽持佛自现，国里在莲，切莫疑。
Reciting the Buddha's name, it should not be too fast nor too slow. Concentrate your mind like subhuti. When false thoughts cease, the Buddha will manifest. It's like planting lotus in the fire. You should not doubt.
不要向外边推，不要说这佛法。那么人在这儿念佛，要心平气和的来念，不要念得很慢，也不要念得太快。所以说念佛勿缓以勿急，你要慢了是懈怠，你要快了就会有紧张的毛病发生。所以要心平气和的念得很自然。集中精神须菩提，你要把你的精神集中，不要常常打妄想，常打妄想，精神就不集中了。精神不集中，这个念佛的功夫就会散失了。怎么叫精神集中呢？也就是专一，只有这一念来念佛，没有其他杂念。怎么说须菩提呢？须菩提就是解空第一。不着一切相，又叫善极。你越念佛是越吉祥，又叫善现。你能念佛念的阿弥陀佛现身了，来给你摩顶，这功夫差不多了。妄想尽时，佛即现。你想要佛现身给你摩顶，你要首先要没有妄想。
When people recite the Buddha's name here, you must recite it with a calm and peaceful mind. Don't recite it too slow, nor should it be too fast. So that's why it says, reciting the Buddha's name, it should not be too fast, nor should it be too slow. When you're too slow, you become lax. But when you're too fast, then you have the problem of being nervous. So you need to recite it with calm and peaceful mind, and it should be very natural. Concentrate your mind like Subhuti. You need to concentrate your energy and don't keep giving rise to false thoughts. When you keep giving rise to false thoughts, your energy is not going to be focused. When your energy is not focused, then the skills of your Buddha recitation is going to be lost. It's going to be scattered. What is called concentrating your energy? It means being focused and being mindful. You only have this one very thought to recite the Buddha's name without having any other discursive thoughts. Why do we say Subhuti? Subhuti is foremost in understanding or comprehending the emptiness. He is not attached to any appearances. He's also wholesome and auspicious. He's also called wholesome and auspicious. The more Buddha's name you recite, the more auspicious it's going to be. He's also called skillful in manifestation. When you recite the Buddha's name to a point where Amitabha Buddha is going to manifest in front of you and rub the crown of your head, so then you can say that your skills are about to ripen. When your false thoughts cease, the Buddha will manifest. If you want the Buddha to manifest to rub the crown of your head, you first must have no false thoughts.
什么是妄想呢？你一边念佛呀，一边想了，想什么呢？想啊，阿弥陀佛，什么时候我能见着呢？阿弥陀佛，你什么时候现身呢？阿弥陀佛，你什么时候手摸我头，依扶我体呢？阿弥陀佛啊，你快放光照一照我吧。这都是妄想。你有这种妄想，本来阿弥陀佛想要放光，因为你打这么一个妄想啊，它的光呢就暂时不放了。本来阿弥陀佛想要手抹你的头，衣服啊覆盖你的体，因为你打这么妄想啊，阿弥陀佛也就要等一等为什么呢？不可以不能即可以来手摸你的头，衣覆盖你的体为什么不来呢？就因为你有这个妄想你就是求佛来加倍你，这都是妄想。念佛得到念佛三昧，就是要一心不乱念到一心不乱。所谓一心不乱，就是什么妄想都没有，念的心清，意也定，心清水现月，意定天无云。你这个心 要是清了，好像那个水中啊现出月光似的。你要心是浑的，妄想纷飞，月光就不会呀照到这个水里去了啊。你心清，就是妄想没有了，好像那个水呀，一切的尘垢都沉到底下去了。你能以意定了，意呀，你这个心意不散乱，好像那个天上呢没有云彩了似的。
What's considered false thoughts is that while you're reciting the Buddha's name, you're thinking about this at the same time. What are you thinking? You're thinking about, oh, Amitabha, when can I see you? When are you going to manifest? And when are you going to rub the crown of my head with your hand and to cover me with your clothes? Amitabha, you should quickly emit light to shine on me. All these are considered false thoughts. If you have these kinds of false thoughts, well, originally Amitabha Buddha was going to emit light for you, but as soon as you give rise to this false thought, then this light will temporarily not be emitted. Originally, Amitabha Buddha wanted to reach out his hand to rub the crown of your head and cover you with his clothes. But just because you give rise to these false thoughts, Amitabha Buddha will have to wait a little. Why is he not coming to rub the crown of your head with his hand and cover you with his clothes? Why is he not coming? It's just because you give rise to this kind of false thoughts that you ask the Buddha you seek for the Buddha to come to bless you. All these are considered false thoughts. When you recite the Buddha's name to a point that you can, again, you realize the Buddha recitation samadhi. It means that you need to have one mind unconfused when you recite the Buddha's name. What is meant by one mind unconfused? It means that one has no more false thoughts. One recite the Buddha's name to a point that their mind is crystal clear, that their thoughts are completely concentrated. So it is said that the moon appears in the water of clear mind. In the sky of concentrated thoughts, there are no clouds. If your mind is crystal clear, it's just like the moonlight is being reflected from the water. However, if your mind is muddled and your false thoughts are rampant, then the water will not be able to reflect the moonlight. When your mind is crystal clear, it means that you have no more false thoughts. Just like the water, all the dirt has subsided to the bottom. If you have concentrated thoughts, it means that your mind is no longer scattered and chaotic. It's just like the sky without clouds.
所以有这么两句古语说的也很不错的，说千潭有水千潭月，万里无云万里天。永嘉大师正道歌也说得很清楚，说是一月普现一切水，一切水月一月奢。诸佛法身入我性，我性同共如来合。那么这种境界，这都是说的心清的境界，说的意定的境界。 可惜我们人呢，不会用功的人越念佛的妄想越多，妄想越多就越不愿意念佛就好像那浑水月光照不进去是一样的。那么念佛这个法门又有一个比喻，比喻什么呢？比喻例宝珠，清净的如意宝珠。所以古人又这么说：轻珠投于浊水，浊水不得不清。那个清净的宝珠投到那浑水里头，浑水也一定要清的。念佛入于烂心，咱们用这个散烂心来念佛，烂心不得不佛。这个散烂心里边也有一位佛了。
Therefore, there are two ancient phrases that go like this. In 1,000 ponds, there are 1,000 moons. 10,000 miles without clouds, 10,000 miles of clear sky. In the Song of Enlightenment, it says very clearly, it says, one moon universally appear in all waters. The moons in all waters are by one moon gathered in. The Dharma body of all Buddhas enter my nature. My nature also matches with the thus come one. So these kind of states are all depictions of the states where one's mind is crystal clear and one's thoughts is concentrated. But it's a pity that we people do not know how to apply efforts. The more Buddha recitation we do, the more false thoughts we have. The more false thoughts we have, the more unwillingly we're willing to recite the Buddha's name. It's just like the muddy water that could not reflect the moonlight. So with the Dhamma method of Buddha recitation, there is another analogy for it. It's analogous to a precious pearl, a pure, precious, wish-fulfilling pearl. So ancient one says this, if a purifying pearl is put into muddy water, the muddy water could not but become purified. This precious purifying pearl, when it's put into the dirty water will certainly clear up. If the Buddha recitation is put into a chaotic mind or a scattered mind, even that chaotic mind cannot but to realize Buddhahood. So if we use this scattered mind or chaotic mind to recite the Buddha's name, our chaotic mind could not but to realize Buddhahood, that in our chaotic mind, in our scattered mind, there is a Buddha.
你的念一声佛，这散乱心里头就多一位佛；念两句佛，就多两位佛。所以来这个念佛，也就是念心呢。念心也就是念佛呢，念心要心清，念佛佛也就现。所以才说妄想尽时佛即现。你那个妄想这个没有了，佛就现出。活理灾连切莫疑，这一个法门呢，本来是令人不相信怎么会有这么容易的事情？一念佛就成佛了。 啊，真没有这个道理。你无论做什么事情，都要费番的辛苦，才能成就。啊，这念佛的法门，只是念念而已，也不需要什么功夫，也不需要用多少钱，啊。那么就成功了，真是太容易了。
So when you recite Amitabha Buddha's name with one recitation, that with one more recitation, then one more Buddha will reside in your mind. With two more recitation, there are two more Buddhas. So, or when you recite the Buddha's name, it's just like Buddha recitation is just like my recitation. My recitation is just like the Buddha recitation. My recitation is to make our mind clear. When reciting the Buddha, then the Buddha will manifest. Therefore, it is said that when false thoughts cease, the Buddha will manifest. When you have no more false thoughts, the Buddha would appear. It's like planting lotus in fire. One should not doubt. This Dhamma door was originally not believed by people because people think that how come there is such an easy thing? When one recites the Buddha's name, one will become a Buddha. There's no such principle. Because no matter what you do, you have to undergo some kind of hardship before you can have some achievement. But with the Buddha recitation Dhamma door, one merely recites the Buddha's name, and it's not necessary to apply much effort and spend much money, then one will be successful, will have some kind of achievement. What is just too easy.
因为太容易，所以呀，这个法门是不容易信的法门。所以佛在《弥陀经》上，佛说《弥陀经》的时候是不问自说。为什么要不问自说呢？就因为没有人懂这个法门，没有人相信这个法门。这个法门呢，也就好像在火里头生出一朵莲花，那么样子啊，令人难信所以说，火里生莲，切莫疑。可是这个事情呢，是不可能的事情，但是你也不要疑悔，也不要疑悔，一定能做得到的，一定能成佛的。
Because it's too easy, that's why this is a Dharma door that's not easy to believe in. That's why when the Buddha spoke Amitabha Sutra, he spoke the sutra without any request. Why is this sutra self-spoken? It's because no one understands or believes this Dharma door, which is analogous to that a lotus flower arising from a pit of fire. It is very difficult to believe. So it is said, it's like lotus flower rising from a pit of fire, one should not doubt. This matter is impossible, but don't give rise to doubts. Don't have any doubts, because you certainly can do it. You will certainly become a Buddha. You'll certainly realize Buddhahood.
如果念佛不能成佛的话，那释迦牟尼佛也犯了妄语戒。 为什么呢？说这个假法，说这个不能成功的法。我相信释迦牟尼佛是真语、实语、如语，不妄语的这个大教者，他不会呀骗俺们这个凡夫的众生啊！如果念佛不能成佛，佛说《阿弥陀经》做什么？佛为什么又要没有事情找一个事情来干啊？说出阿弥陀佛的经啊，那么有这一点证明啊，这个佛说这个不问自说的经，这因为啊，这个法是太重要。
If one recites the Buddha's name and cannot become a Buddha, then Shakyamuni Buddha would also have violated the precepts against telling lies. Why? Because he would have spoken this apocryphal dharma that cannot bring any kind of achievement. I believe that Shakyamuni Buddha is a great enlightened one who tells true words, actual words, and non-deceiving words. He will not lie to us ordinary living beings. If one could not realize Buddhahood by reciting the Buddha's name, what is the use of speaking the Amitabha Sutra? Why would the Buddha find something to do when there is nothing to do? Why would he speak the Amitabha Sutra? So from this point, we can prove that this sutra, the sutra that is being spoken without any request, is too important.
那么，对于末法的时候更重要。所以说，末法众生啊，只有念佛才能得度。因为这种关系，咱们切记要生出一种信心来念佛，信真了，阿弥陀佛会接俺们到极乐世界去成佛；信真了，我自己的确念佛也会升到极乐世界去成佛。因为你有这种信心了，也要发愿说，我啊发愿要升到西方极乐世界，然后我才满我这个愿。如果在没有满我愿的时候，我天天要发这个愿，求生极乐世界。天天发这个愿，求生极乐世界，我们就要天天呢，老老实实依法修行，依教修行，依照本师释迦牟尼佛这个苦口婆心啊，来提出这个净土法门，来告诉我们这个净土法门，来令我们注意这个净土法门。
Then this Dhamma door is even more important to the Dharma ending age. So that's why it says living beings can only be taken across by reciting the Buddha's name. Because of this reason, we must engender a kind of faith when we recite the Buddha's name. When our faith is genuine, Amitabha Buddha will come to take us to the land of ultimate bliss to realize Buddhahood. When the faith is genuine, that we will surely to a point that we will be sure that we can be reborn in the ultimate bliss land to realize Buddhahood. Because we have this kind of faith, because of this kind of faith that you have, you must bring forth vows. You must make vows to be reborn in the land of ultimate bliss in the Western world, so that you can fulfill your vows. Before your vows are fulfilled, you need to make these kind of vows every day to seek rebirth in the Western Pure Land. Make this kind of vow every day. So when we make this kind of vows every day, we must honestly cultivate every day according to the Dharma, according to the teaching that Shakyamuni Buddha has spoken so earnestly. He's brought up this Dhamma door, Pure Land Dhamma door, to tell us and to cause us to pay attention to it.
所以我们要老老实实去修行，不要生出一种怀疑心。古人又有两句话说的也不错，说是修道之人心莫疑，疑心绕起便荼蘼。俺们对这个净土法门呢，要深信、切愿、实行，实实在在去修行去，这才容易成功。
So we must cultivate honestly and do not give rise to any kind of doubts. So the ancient one have two phrases that says this quite well. Cultivators should not give rise to doubts. When doubts are arising, one will be lost and confused on the path. So we must have deep, profound faith and earnest vows toward the Pure Land Dhamma door. We must cultivate honestly so that we can become successful easily.
不可说时，今又说，语言文字非妙客。各位欲得真受用，心心念念阿弥陀。本无事，庸人自扰之。在这个世界，众生就是颠颠倒倒，以是为非，以非为是，迷而不觉。所以在没有世界，就要找一个事情来做。 那么乃至于我们这个大念佛七也是这样，本来不需要打气，可是我们人自己不会用功，在自己平时不知道用功，所以才举行这个念佛期，大家聚会到一起，共同来念佛，希望有所成就。
Therefore, we must cultivate honestly and not to give rise to any kind of doubts. It says, although it cannot be spoken, but it's spoken today, it's spoken now. Languages and words do not entail profound principles, wonderful principles. If you wish to attain true benefits, recite Amitabha Buddha's name in thought after thought. Originally, there is nothing going on. Only ignorant people disturb their mind. In this world, all the living beings are deluded, and they take what is right for what is wrong, and they take what is wrong as what is right. They're confused and not aware of it. So when in the world, when there is nothing going on, they look for something to do. And the fact that we are reciting the Amitabha Buddha's name in the Buddha recitation session is exactly the same case. Originally, there is no need to have a Buddha recitation session, but we people do not know how to apply efforts and do not know how to use our skills. That is why we are holding this Buddha recitation session to gather everyone together to recite the Buddha's name and hope that we will have some kind of achievement.
那么你自己如果要知道用功，会用功，功夫已经得到相应，你这个打气是多余的。但是因为你自己不会用功，功夫也没有相应，所以呢，大家聚会到一起来互相帮助，互相提携。
If you know how to apply efforts, how to apply your skills, then you would have your skills would correspond with the way. Then this Buddha recitation is basically extraneous. But because you don't know how to apply efforts and your skills have not correspond to the way, so we gather together to help each other, to remind each other.
什么叫互相帮助呢？譬如我这停止念佛了，你那儿还念，我听见你念佛的声音，把我这个间断的念又继续起来，这岂不是得到对方的帮助呢？互相提携，你勉励我，我勉励你，你看我不懒惰，那么 我看你也很精进，这互相一比较，自己应该努力用功，这样互相提携。
What is called helping each other? For example, if my recitation has stopped and you're still reciting the Buddha's name, when I hear you reciting, when I hear your sound, then my interrupted recitation will continue. Isn't this the case of getting someone else's help and being reminded by someone else? So we're reminding each other, you encourage me and I encourage you. You see me not being lazy and I see you being very vigorous. So if we can just compare like this, we should apply efforts and work hard. So we should remind each other like this.
事本愿力扬正法。法界佛教总会创办人宣化上人，开示于1973年美国金山圣寺。
Recognizing original vows and proclaim the Orthodox Dharma. Lecture by Venerable Master Shen Hua in 1973 at Gold Mountain Monastery.
这个佛期今天已经是第6天，就要圆满了。佛期是要打完了，咱们这功夫用的怎么样？要回光返照，反求诸己，问问自己。在这个佛期期间，是不是得到受用了？是不是功夫有所相应了？说这个问题，很抱歉，我功夫既没有相应，又没有得到受用，那还不要紧。那么还有最后的今天和明天，你可以继续努力用功，得到最后的胜利，最后的成就。假如你还没有得到相应，没有得到受用，可以回到家里边，继续念佛，努力，一定要得到受用，得到好处为止。那么这也有希望，就怕你打完了期，就把佛忘了，不知道用功了，那未免可惜了。至于这个念佛法门，过去历代祖师都把这个法门说得很详细。 你看这个净土圣贤录，那什么，有很多人得到念佛的好处的。咱们现在在美国这儿，大家学佛法，人人都应该呀，不要落后，应该呀往前面跑。那么这个国家所需要的是正法，不是末法。所以每一个人要把这个正法的责任负起来，不要认为这个责任是旁人的，而每一个人自己都要认清楚，这个责任就是我们自己的。
念佛法门到彼岸。
If you know how to apply efforts and have some If you know how to apply efforts and how to work hard, you have already obtained benefits. If not, then you can continue apply efforts and recite the Buddha's name after you return home until you get benefits. So there is hope there too. I only fear that after the Buddha recitation session, you will forget about the Buddha and don't know how to apply efforts, and that would truly be a pity. With the Buddha recitation Dhamma door, all the patriarchs in the past have articulated really detailedly. You can look at the records of the sages and worthy ones being reborn in a pure land. A lot of people obtain the benefits of reciting the Buddha's name. When we are learning the Buddha Dharma in the United States, no people should really fall behind. We should always run forward. What this country needs is the proper Dharma, not Dharma at the branch tips. So every one of us should shoulder the responsibility for propagating the Orthodox Dharma. Don't think that this is a goal or some kind of vow of other people. We should truly recognize that this is our vow and our goal.